And we're back for episode 12 of the Whiteboard series. I can't believe we're 12 episodes in. I hope that you have been enjoying these and learning a little bit. I know they're very short, but they're just designed to give you a quick burst of information that may answer some questions you have when it comes to financial planning and investing. And today we're going to stick on the investing subject. With all of the news about North Korea, hurricanes, fires, Washington, D.C. nonsense, and the Wall Street traders coming back from their vacations, we've noticed in the markets there's been a little bit more volatility, a little bit more up and down, a few more down days. My clients have not been calling and asking about this, but I've seen it on Twitter and heard other people talk about it. But Leo's here with us today. Heard other people talk about market corrections and are we going to have one? So I wanted to take a quick moment and talk about a stock market correction, so you know what it is, and maybe you can make sure you have a good plan of attack if you need one when one does happen, because as you're going to find out, they do happen. Leo, can you please tell everybody what percentage loss is considered a stock market correction? 10%, that's right. So a 10% decline from market highs of recent, down 10%. Why it's 10%, there really is no good reason for it other than it's just a round number. But down 10%, that is considered a correction. And Leo, can you tell everybody how often that happens?
Once a year.
That's right, once a year. So on average, historically, we experience a stock market correction at least once a year. Sometimes longer, sometimes more than once a year, but the average is once a year. So what you should take away from that is these stock market corrections are a normal occurrence. It's part of the investing game. You can't get reward in investing without a little bit of risk, and that's the rules we have to play by. So it's a normal occurrence. Is it something that you should be afraid of? I don't think so. I think if you're working with a financial advisor, you have a financial plan, you have an investment policy statement that is guiding your investment strategy, a short-term 10% correction should not deter your plans or should not change your financial planning. So if it's a 10% decline, it happens once a year. On average, they last about 70 days, so they don't even last that long. If you think about a 30-year, 40-year plan, what's 70 days? It's not very much. So your reaction to a correction should probably be nothing. I don't mean to insult your intelligence and to say that there's not going to be emotions running wild, you're not going to be concerned, and maybe it's going to be the next crash is going to be running through your mind. But the reality of it is, it's not going to be a long-lasting event that you should deviate from your investment strategy. You should just sit tight. This is a normal occurrence, again, once a year. Remember that, once a year, 10% decline in the market, you should expect it. You should not be surprised by it. So why is there such a big concern about a stock market correction? Well, I think the fear is we go from a correction of down 10% to a bear market, which is down 20%, to a crash, which is down 50%. So I think the fear is that this is going to be the beginning of the next 2008, which it may. The next correction could be the next big thing, or it may not. We're never going to know until it happens, so there's no, I don't think it's a good plan or a good strategy to react to that. The financial media is not going to make it easy. They're going to run with, is this the next correction? And is this correction the bear market? And they're going to play to your emotions. I've written about it in the past. I'll actually link to the bottom of the blog post if you're watching this on All About Your Benjamins, the article that I talk about emotions in investing. We experience greater pain from a loss than with the joy that we experience from a gain. We actually feel pain twice as much as joy from a gain when we lose money. So the media is all driven by advertising dollars, so they're going to try to bring you in and keep you watching, and they know that fear and panic is going to keep things, keep your eyes on the TV. So be aware of that. Don't necessarily dismiss everything that you hear, but just kind of take it with a grain of salt, and always go back to your financial plan and your investment strategy and why you're investing. If you have funds that you might need in a 70-day period of time, or 3 to 6 months, which would be an emergency fund, those funds probably shouldn't be in the market anyway. If you're investing for 10, 15, 20 years down the road, a correction is not something that you should be overly concerned about. So without going too much longer, this is a longer than usual video, but I think that this is going to be a word that you hear more often. So the stock market corrections, one time a year, around 70 days, and we're looking at a 10% decline from recent highs. So that's what your correction is. I don't think you should panic, but if you're not sure, talk to your financial advisor. Here's where we get to the disclaimers. All of this is not supposed to be advice. It's supposed to be educational, let you know what it is. Talk to your financial advisor. Find a financial advisor to talk to so that you'll be prepared and take the right action for you when the next stock market correction happens. I don't know when it is. I wish I did. We'd all be making a lot more money if we had that crystal ball. So with that, I'm going to bring Leo back to say bye to everybody.
Bye.
All right, we'll see you at the next video.